You are listening to Chai with the CEO, a random genius media original.
Welcome, Jiggy, to Chai with the CEO. It's been a long time coming. You were actually on my initial list, but then for some reason or the other, we
Yep.
kept missing each other. So, really, really nice to have you. As I mentioned to you before we started, I'm nervous and excited in equal parts. So, I hope to do my best. I hope you're happy with the outcome. And I did as much research on you as possible.
Oh, Shell, firstly, thank you so much. I'm really sorry that it took so long. There was something or the other which showed up. And I'm super happy to be here talking to you, somebody that I've known for so many years, and we have so many shared interests, which would be wonderful to talk about.
Excellent. Now, to ensure that um, I don't screw up on the intro,
Yeah.
I I outsourced it to someone else. So I'm going to quickly play that intro for you, and then we'll dive into the questions I have. Yeah.
Today's guest is a man who's done everything except sit still. Jiggy George started out as a designer, became a writer, even penned an original screenplay before charging into the big, wild world of media, marketing, and licensing. At MTV, he helped launch their licensing business and the trailblazing MTV Style line. Then, at AOL Time Warner, he led licensing for Cartoon Network, Pogo, and Sesame Street across India. Finally, he took the ultimate leap and founded Dream Theatre, the country's first full service licensing agency. So please welcome to Chai with the CEO, the unstoppable Jiggy George.
It's too sweet. Yeah. That's
So
a basic introduction. And it's even more special because it comes from, a demographic which is very, very dear to me.
very, very dear to you. So yeah, it's if you can't get them to join, at least outsource work to them, right? And she's very, very happy to do it. Multiple takes, but she got it bang on. And I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that you've done. I know there's a lot more stuff that you've done, but hard to pack into a 30-second intro. We'll try and unpack some of that stuff as we chat.
Thank you, Shell.
Definitely. um I got to know you when you were at MTV, um, and had the pleasure of working alongside you. Almost had a little tenure with you, but then we actually moved to Turner. So many, many years that we've known each other. You've been a great friend, a confidant, a boss at Dream Theater. When I worked there for a bit, and you've been like a godfather to me, Chiki, in many ways, right? Always confided in you the decisions I was taking. You've guided me. You've always kept tabs through either Jibi or Shush, and send good vibes and good messages. And it's also funny how our families are intertwined, because my sister worked with your brother for a bit at Sony Music. So there's something about the Aranjos and the Georges that we mix well together, right? We make
It
magic happen, right?
it's
So,
really seeming like the Godfather.
and
Italian
of course,
families.
your great recommendations for content to watch. I mean, the Black Godfather, Quincy. I can go on and on and on, right? I mean, of course, you've been a godfather to many in the industry. I recently saw a post by someone on LinkedIn crediting you with giving them the chutzpah to go and pitch a concept, right? I'm talking about Rahul Gupta and the World Children's Forum, and you're always behind the scenes doing a lot of that. Does that give you a lot of before we dive into the questions, just wanted to know, does that give you a lot of fulfillment to help people along the way, to guide them?
Firstly, I'm just grateful that people like you acknowledge and think about it. But it's very, very important because in a way, it's a bit of paying back. because my career, I think, has been a lot to do with the goodwill of people. We started off. I, I think I never purposefully thought about it that way, but I enjoy it greatly. Whatever one can do, just to connect the dots, I love it.
Amazing. Amazing. So you've had a very storied career in the media and entertainment business. Talk us through, especially the way you got your gig at MTV India. I find that extremely, it is almost serendipitous in that sense. But for students, and that's one of the purposes of doing Chai with the CEO, right, is to inform the next generation on different career paths that they can take. And of course, today we're shining a light on both the media, entertainment, and licensing business, right? So tell us the story about Sunil Lulla. I mean, I think that stands out to me at least as being one of bravado and just MBA chutzpah. Talk us
I
through that.
I think when you much younger, you think that everything is possible. And I think that is the beauty of youth. Yeah. So I think I just want to touch on the fact that MTV, whenever I look back, and it's not just me, but most of us who worked at MTV at that period of time, it was really the Renaissance period. And it had a lot to do with a few things. One is that you were serving the youth. And the channel connected with the youth, and it was the people who worked there were very, very young. The leadership was stellar. And by stellar, everything that you give people like me credit for is a lot to do with the fact that we had incredible bosses from which we learned. And when I talk about learning is one part of it, what also came is the permission to do just about what your heart desired. So we were all business school grads who came out, but we were given the permission to copyright. If you felt that you really believed you're a great writer, you could write. Nobody told you no, you couldn't. There were so many things that pushed the boundaries of what we all eventually became and the kind of leaders we are. So I thought the leadership was stellar. The permission was given to us. And as far as I am concerned, it was okay. Also, the indulgence of these leaders, like people like Sunil, because I came out of business school out of pure frustration. The only thing I knew is that I wanted to be in the media world. Um, but nobody came, no one from media came on to campus. It was just FMCGs. It was only most of the manufacturing companies, banks. Um, and don't do with no disregard or disrespect to any of that. It was just not an intersection of what I really wanted to do in my life. So I was desperate. I was like calling up every media company. I remember calling up Star TV, um, uh, calling up every possible opportunity, trying to figure out a way to uh, connect and get a meeting with someone. And there were nobody who was taking a call. And I remember getting, the number of Sunil and finding a way to call him up and just making an impassioned plea that if he would just meet me, he would hire me. And it was not the greatness of me as much as the greatness of him to have indulged someone who was so young to say, come by and meet, and then post which meeting someone like Niren and who was the head of marketing, wearing pinstripe shirts, getting into an office which was full of color. I was so embarrassed with my clothes because I was wearing formal clothes, and then to just go through all those interview cycles and praying that you get hired, because I almost made like a plea to them to hire me, and I had not even finished my final degree. And they said, I got a job, and I'm hugely grateful because it just not only gave me a chance to intersect with youth culture, but I got to work with the smartest people in my career. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So you've launched a ton of brands and businesses, from MTV, then at Turner, Warner Brothers licensing division before setting up Dream Theater, right? What does it take to kind of launch and grow a business ground up? You'd always almost say the Silicon equivalent of a garage startup, right?
Yeah.
You went back to ground zero and then you've built it up all over again. So what does
Shell,
it take?
all these things that corporate folk talk about, we build this and we build that. Frankly, we build nothing. In the sense that it's never an individual pursuit. No, there's so many people who work with you. You just become the spokesperson, but there is a team that builds all of this, and you're just lucky to be part of that. And I always say that, I have very anybody who's worked with me know that you could be a Ronaldo, but I have very little respect for individual brilliance. It's all about the team. So yeah, I do respect from a sports analogy, the Messis and the Ronaldos and um, you know, the Virat. So, but eventually it's the team and the team that matters. So coming back about even ground up, it comes back to the team because yes, in a sense of bravado, I would have said that I want to set up a company and I want to get started, but uh, post that first bit of bravery, the people who came with me on that journey are the ones who actually even stand tall even after 15 years now. Um, and sometimes I just lean into their levels of both faith and motivation to seize the day. And it's not just this vacant humility as much as real belief that I wouldn't have been able to do that without the team that came along and built it ground up. So what does it take? A damn good bunch of spirited young people to get started with. Clients that believe in you to so the first set of how to get off the ground. Um, and very quickly to disconnect from the fact that you were in a more insulated world of the corporate world. Does it have benefits? Amazing benefits, because I learned so much. We all collectively learned so much from the corporate world, processes, systems, all of that. Uh, and we had a lot of goodwill from the people from the corporate world to get our first bits of business. So, but to ground up, I think if I had to take one bit, it would be about the people. The people determine everything.
Amazing. Amazing. Thanks for that insight. So, what's your personal life policy? Open book or don't get too close and I'll bite?
Oh, uh, this open book for sure. I mean, I think that the one part of it, it's always been an open book, and I think I learned a lot from that from my first few stints in corporate world. I've been just blessed with having leadership, which was very, very vulnerable leadership, which was very open, which allowed uh, people to express themselves. And so, yeah, definitely open book.
Open book. Open book. That's nice. Every executive has a different view on wealth, especially in this era of overnight unicorns. Meenakshi Menon, for example, believes it's all bogus,
Mm.
right? In the sense of it's over dramatized. What's your view on wealth? Is it, go for unicorn or go home or slow and steady?
Firstly, I think that money as a concept, it's just wrong to say that it doesn't matter. Uh, it's very disrespectful to people who don't have any
Correct.
of it. And at the same time, a lot of people would say, let me have it first, then I'll decide whether it's important or not, right? But from an entrepreneurial lens, I think that, yeah, companies have to be there for profit. That's important. But uh, entrepreneurship is also hugely challenging. I mean, people just see the more romanticized world of I raised a lot of money, I built a team, I hit unicorn. But whether it's from a unicorn founder or whether it is uh, a small company just building something worthwhile. I mean, I think equal respect, yeah, because there is so many peaks and valleys and mountains that one has to climb, and it's not for everyone. And for people who stay on the course and do this, 100% marks to them for just doing what they do. And for those who came from the corporate world and did it, even more marks for them because you're so used to the idea of companies taking care of you, being insulated with some certain level of risk because there are people to deal with things like bad debts and figure out your life in different ways. For those who do it, so to answer your question, I think uh, equal respect to money is important. Companies require to make profits, but equally to the journey. It's very, very important.
Just staying on this point a bit, we're talking about entrepreneurship and wealth, right? Would you advise a young MBA student, for example, who's charting out his career to take that leap of faith at the beginning of their career, or get into the corporate system where, as we all know, you get in, there's insurance, there's PF, there's all these benefits, travel, all of this stuff taken care of for you, which then makes you more and more risk averse as you go along, and therefore not really a lot of, and I can say me included, somewhere down the line, you figure that this is not really what you want for yourself, right? And wish that you had made the jump sooner, because they say the younger you are, the more risk, the more risk you're willing to take, and the elder you get, the more risk averse you become. What would be your personal view on that?
I just believe that we live in the most beautiful time. Everything is possible for young people today. I mean, I just look at my daughter's ability. I'm talking about when once they reach the 11th and 12th itself, you have an ability to um, take different subjects, for example. So you could
Correct.
combine a mathematics with something like the arts, which was very difficult at the time that we started. So, and at the same time, there was this feeling that people who took up arts were, or liberal arts in India were considered to be not smart enough. All that
Correct.
has shifted greatly. We live in also a great tech world where everything is possible. If you're a musician, you can play your music, put it out. You could get found this whole thing of knocking down labels, everything. It's democratized a lot. But even then, I would still say, I do very little of advice now, as much as, uh, but if there was any recommendation, I would just say, if you could, and especially because tech allows you to find out great bosses, try to work with someone who's super smart. That's worth everything. Just playing apprentice to someone super smart for a period of time in the region or the space in which you want to be working in. If I had to ask my younger self coming out of business school, if there are companies which are not coming into campus, which are in the areas that you want to be in, not just business school, if you're in film school, whatever. I'm saying get as close to where you want to be, because it's very unlikely that you will get, I mean, if you're super lucky, you'll get exactly what you want, and maybe you won't like it still because you're very young.
Mhm. Mhm.
I would say get close to the periphery of what intersects with something that you like. Try to find a boss who is super kick-ass to work with. And I think your learning will uh, quadruple. Yeah. Uh, I think that would be something that one should be doing. So work experience, yes, is important before you set up. It's very romantic now to, you know, hit the road running, start making that money, um, learn, and so you can execute. But yeah, it is
Makes
good
sense.
to
Makes
work with
sense.
some place.
So get some work ex before you decide what you want to do for maybe a longer term of your life. And every you've got all the tools and all the technologies at your disposal, so may as well make an informed decision.
So work X in the area of business which intersects with what you love. And third, if you could find that person that you want to work with.
Makes sense. So it's not a normal question to ask on a business kind of a interview on a business milieu, but a lot of it, I find it fascinating, the relationship between an entrepreneur and faith. What is your take on that aspect? How your belief? It doesn't have to be your religious belief, but what do you fall back on when in times of trouble?
So
And
it should be more like like love, a verb. It's what you do is your faith, right? If
got it.
you have all the scriptures in the world and then you're a complete dick, then it's not working, is it? So so my point is that is faith important to me? It's very important. I believe that I grew up in faith, and I do believe that one um, believing in something bigger than yourself just gives you a sense of a compass. Um, but I'll tell you an interesting story which I have had an observation or had been thinking as I've got older, is that I've always optimized myself for goals, right? So it's very good to have lots of goals and then throwing lots of action against those goals, not just dreaming it up, but also having action against it. The one thing that I've not done, which is connected to faith, is the fact that I then could not ever free fall. I would then try to control those goals to make sure that why the hell is it not happening? Why the hell is it the result not happening? And in any belief, if you do have the belief, then you should be in a position to do the best that you can and then just free fall to the results. That has taken me many years of still trying to figure out. I wish I could get better at that, and that would make you more happy. So,
Not trying to control the outcome, kind of
yes,
doing the work and then letting what happens happens. And
yes,
after that, listen to the Beatles and let it be.
let it be. There
Let
will
it
be
be.
an answer.
There will be an answer. What is your view on AI and other evolving tech?
I think that is it great? Again, it comes back to why I always say that I wish we in our 20s we should have been born in this age because I think it's so super exciting. But I'll tell you why I at the same time don't just get caught up with the fact that AI is going to take all our jobs, etc., etc. So I just believe that if you are very good at what you do, AI could help you to get better at it.
Correct.
But if you're starting at ground zero and then uh, often at appraisals you hear people sounding like Shakespeare, it's kind of idiotic. I mean, for heaven's sake, it's supposed to better you. So so I just feel like
So
it's
basically, it helps complement your skills, not substitute them.
yes, and let's talk about you, Shell. Like, for example, I see all the music that you put together. Now think about it in another time. You write like superbly, but at the same time, unlike your son, you don't play the guitar. So if you had to sit and compose that music in a
Not
genre that you wanted to, it'll take you for years. Now you're
correct.
using AI as a person who can write, you're being able to put that to good use. And at the end of the day, what you need to see your work see light of day. And I think more part of that, yeah.
No, I actually go and confess to the priest that I use AI. I'm sorry for that.
So did he ask you who she is?
No, he said, "Can you compose a track for me?" You believe in an era of specialization, which is specialization is a thing of the past, right? Um, and we have to move on. So explain your.
No, there were two things, right, that I've been kind of observing, and you would be also depending on, like most kids, and I'm not putting my daughter is very special, though she's special to me, but what I mean is that at a particular age, at around 4 or 5, they are full of art and expressing themselves in different ways. And then suddenly, when reality hits at around 10 and 12, they're put into a grind of world weary, at the same time very goal oriented. And it made me think to myself that where were we all artists? An artist does not have to be about drawing or art, but expressing yourself. And did we then become cookie cutters? And then it made me look back and say that specialization in history was never a thing. Whether it was the Greeks or the Romans, um, it was it was very normal for people to go to school, then go to war, become philosophers, statesmen, all in one lifetime. And then this specialization came through the Industrial Revolution. And I think that all of us should celebrate the fact that there's multiples of us and we should be able to express ourselves greatly. And it's even more pertinent. One is the kids demo, and the second is the demo of middle-aged people who feel like AI is coming and going to blast them. They should knock back at the things that made them really happy and try and express themselves. I just feel that every one of us has a lot of creativity skills of different kinds which we have subsumed. And as the Beatles said, um, life is what happens when you're busy making plans, right? And life has taken its course, but it's important to figure, is there something else that could make you really happy, and should you follow that path?
Excellent. Um, explains why I love hanging around you. You have such a great perspective on things, because I often feel, am I spreading myself too thin, doing multiple things? But I find that if I don't express, Jim Carrey said this great line. He said, "Depression is not about, the opposite of depression is not happiness; it's expression." And a lot of youth today are dealing with a lot of mental stress, right? And the only way to get past it is to express yourself. And whether it comes through art or music or, some physical activity of running
Sport.
or whatever, to each his own, right?
Yes.
And today technology allows you to do it. Today you can connect with anyone in the world, and you see these brilliant authors and talented musicians willing to give of themselves, connect with their fans. um, it is a true revolution. Everything's being democratized, and it's great that they have these opportunities. And like you rightly said, I look at Isaac, and he's teaching me how to hack life, better than any education that I've received thus far. And look at both my kids, and it's amazing. So
I think
before
so.
we wind up, I have a few quick sips, because this is Chai with the CEO. So I'm going to hit you with a few rapid fire,
Yeah.
and first thing that comes to your mind, okay? So let's start easy. Black tea or regular chai?
Oh, I don't like tea at all. I'm a coffee guy.
Wrong
Oh,
show.
so chai with the trio. Okay, okay. I'll have uh SMT. Yeah, with a
Assam tea,
spot of milk.
black tea. Okay, with a spot of milk. Family at work or family at home?
Uh, See, family at home. Work, we can keep calling it a family, and we can have all of those relationships, but they have their own.
Correct. So everyone go home to your families. When
Go
you
to
come to
home.
work,
Yeah, work as a team,
work as a team.
and build a culture for people to just get along. Yeah,
Correct. AI, love it or hate it.
love it.
Work ethic, work hard, party harder.
Oh, work hard, party much harder. Yeah.
Corporate life is
Corporate life is safe.
safe. Excellent. Last one. Biggest professional achievement.
Professional achievement. Um, I think keeping it all together. I think the biggest professional achievement is being able to have had different acts in my life, which is being able to have done a professional life to some levels of achievement, scale that started off again and continued with the same people on a new journey. I think keeping it all together and having separate acts would be, I think, the best achievement.
Nicely done, Jiggy. Nicely done. Now, now is the surprise that we want to give you for coming on to Chai with the CEO.
I don't drink
And
tea.
hope, sorry,
I
a
don't
cup
drink
of green
tea.
tea. No. Hope you like it.
Oh,
Yeah, we're dreaming for a living, making
oh,
magic every day. From Barbie to Smiley, Choo Choo TV leading the way. Hello Kitty, Hot Wheels, He-Man standing tall, turning little dreams to big smiles for all.
this
With
is sweet.
Jiggy and Jibi and Sush, joy comes shining through. When the world feels heavy, they show what dreams can do. And what began as just
Wow.
a spark, just a vision in the night, became a dream theater glowing bright. We're dreaming for a living, making magic every day. Every day. Liverpool, Mr.
Superb.
Man,
I like the chorus.
lighting up the place. Across the years, through ups and downs, we kept on giving. Because at DT, we're dreaming for a living.
like the horns.
Here's to the future, bold and strong, to every dream that kept us moving. Oh, we're dreaming for a living, hearts forever giving, turning tears to laughter. That's the life we're living. From brands to smiles, from spark to vision, DT leads the way with dreamer precision.
This is really cool.
Dreaming for a living. Dreaming for a living.
Superb,
So-
Shell. This is such a cool song.
It took time, and obviously, disclaimer, it was done using AI, but you're not a easy candidate to please. You've got music in your blood, so it
Yeah,
put an
loved
extra
it.
amount of pressure on me, but
Thank
I
you.
hope you liked
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
And
I really liked it, and the guys would love to listen to this. This is
so
amazing.
I'll send you a copy of the track. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Jiggy. Thank you
Shell,
so much.
thank you
Been
so
well
much.
worth the wait, and I hope you like it, you approve it when you see the final edit, and yeah, look forward to more dreaming for a living with the guys at Dream Theater.
Thank you so much, Shell. Appreciate all your time and all this effort with the music. It was
Thank you
fun.
so much, Jiggy. Take care.
Hearts forever giving, turning tears to laughter. That's the life we're living. From brands to smiles, from spark to vision, DT leads the way with dreamer precision.